One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Carl Jung. What is hidden in the darkness that can shatter an entire world? Take your coffee and let's talk. I have been on a long journey of self-discovery. During this time, I have been leaning over many things in order to understand how the human mind deals with this process, which at the same time seems so natural, but in reality it's like swimming against a very strong tide. Carl Jung's studies about the self show us that everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it becomes. To make the shadow conscious, we need to go through a process called individuation. That's when we explore the deepest places of ourselves through honesty, self-awareness, and self-compassion. The unconsciousness is unveiled through dreams. In Jungian philosophy, our unconscious mind sends us forgotten images through dreams. As a kind of oracle of truth, dreams make us hear what is unheard and see what is unseen. Therefore, dreams can become antidotes to collective alienation, because the disconnection between the conscious and the unconscious of the self causes paranoia, cowardice, and submissive obedience. A journey through paths that should not be taken and things that should not be discovered. Where the light of reason cannot reach, we populate with our imagination. Then our fears are personified. In the darkness dwell threats to our integrity, those that we fear the most. But it is in this darkness, within the personal shadow, that we find the answers we need. The shadow is the door to our individuality, and when it's realized, is the source of renewal. It is the path to reconnecting with someone's own heart and essence. A descent into darkness, as well as a search for light, reflecting the duality of the human experience. Often, the place we call home can be a self-imposed prison of our own minds and lives, unable to escape the chains that bind us. But our fears, both collective and intimate, stop us from freeing ourselves. The fear of the unknown gives us a false sense of security in what is precisely the greatest threat to our fulfillment as unique individuals in the society which we live. Coming from this place, I started to write drafts about the self-discovery, societal imprisonment and liberation. And of course, it must be a horror story, right? How much are we afraid of this stuff? In this story, Haveena, a young woman who lives in a village surrounded by walls, starts dreaming about things she does not understand and is very afraid of it. Despite all the dread and angst, she begins to desire to understand what is happening and decides to search for answers outside the city gates. For many years, scary stories about the dark forest that surrounds the city have been told. Because of that, everybody is afraid to leave the city. A very few of them actually tried. They are completely paralyzed by the fear of the unknown. When I started researching, I was not sure about the aesthetic and visuals of the place the story would be set. After some character sketches, I found a common ground that gave me a few options. I picked some references and did a color study to change its mood and atmosphere. I wanted a haunted vibe, an ominous and suffocating aura. All this happening during clear days. The muted blue chromas get the cold atmosphere of this green place. The greens help to add some liveliness that is still enduring. And the reds are there to remind us this is not a safe place to be. Almost everything is bathed by the sun. Nowhere to hide except for secret places. The feeling of being watched is always present with daylight as witness. I would rather the devil ask me to dance than have another angel trying to protect me while stealing another part of my life. When I started writing this character, I thought of her as a paradox of herself. A woman who tried to conform in a world she did not fit into. Haveena was a name that just came to my mind. I think it sounds very powerful. When researching, I figure out that this name has no meaning, and that resonates a lot with what I was looking for. This no meaning issue echoes to me like no preconceived expectations and not easily defined by others. I think of her as someone in deep angst, but instead of being drowned by it, she is actually driven by this feeling, driven to put herself in a journey to figure out her state of being. Freedom is her driving force, but will it be a comfort and happy journey? How hurt will she end up? Although she is brave enough to pursue the unknown, she fears what is coming, and that's the reason she stayed in prison for so long. A bright and ethereal figure that hides an immense inner force. The golden-haired girl with pale piercing eyes, delicate hands and sharp hurtful nails. She felt a lot of pain and anguish, she did not know why. Despite her loneliness and melancholy, there was a strange glow in her eyes. When I started this project, a myriad of feelings emerged. The first challenge was to be able to properly understand everything I felt, filter what is really made sense, and be able to align all of this with my expectations regarding this project. I hope this story touches people's hearts, resonates with their feelings, and provides a meditation on alienation, internal struggle, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. This project is the most challenging art project I have created until now. I am excited but also a bit afraid. I just hope it turns out to be something interesting, intriguing, and of course beautiful. I hope its adventure may become a driving spring to my artistic development. From this project onwards, I hope to feel more confident when writing my stories and putting the scenarios I create in my mind on paper. I also hope this video provides you some insights and helps to flourish your own ideas. Which kind of artistic project are you working on now? How have you been feeling about your skills, feelings, and expectations?